Hello viewers and welcome to my new video. Today I'm gonna be talking to you about how to change guitar strings. But before I do that, I'm just going to put it to a test to actually see what the difference is going to be between the old strings and the new strings that I've changed them. So I'm just going to play around, just a few riffs, and then see how that actually sounds. So these are the old strings. Let's have a go at it. Okay, so we've got some distorted guitar. Let's see what that sounds like. On a clean guitar, I'm just going to change my pick and see. Okay, I think that's going to be enough just for that little test. Now I'm gonna show you what to do when you want to change the strings. Let's start from the basics. So first and foremost, what you need is a couple of things really. Well, first of all, you need actual strings. So that's a packet of strings. I'm actually going to put a set of D'Addario strings on this guitar, and these are 9 to 42. Okay, you need a pair of cutters like this, because unless you really want to leave the strings sort of hanging, I don't really like that, so I always cut them short. Something to clean your guitar with, and I'm just gonna show you that in a minute. And also I've got this little tool for winding the actual strings, which is really helpful because it will save you a lot of hassle, and it will actually save your arm quite a lot. So let's get to it. So first and foremost, what we need to do, we need to de-string the guitar. So let's do that first. So I'm just gonna show you quickly, if you can see the actual head of the guitar. I'm just gonna use that tool and essentially start unwinding the strings one by one. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it down and do that. First and foremost, so this is what I'm talking about. It's going a lot faster than it would otherwise do, because obviously you've got that tool, and it's making it probably 10 times faster than if you were doing it just by hand. So let me do that. Just unscrew. So it's kind of the purpose of this is to make the strings sort of loose enough so it's easy to remove them from the actual holes in here. Alright, so what you need to do is remove the strings one by one, and I'm going to, in a minute, I'm going to show you. Hopefully you will see that on the other camera, what I'm actually doing. But essentially, as you unwind the strings, you kind of need to pull it out of each of the holes, but you need to be always careful not to hurt your fingers, because sometimes, you know, they are really sharp at the ends. So just make sure that you don't kind of get the string stuck in your finger. So that one just needs a bit more. So if it doesn't want to let go easily, just unwind it a little bit further, and that should do the trick. So I've got all the strings now taken from the headstock, and what I just need to do is take them out. I've got this guitar has sort of the stringing goes through the body, so we'll just turn it round just to show you. On this side, I think you'll be able to see from the other camera, these holes here, basically this is where you put your strings through, and also take them out through. So you just need to pull them all out. And for now I'm just gonna drop them on the floor, and I'm just gonna deal with them later. So each one of them needs to be taken out. One by one. Always be careful. Always watch your fingers, watch your face. You don't want a string to kind of snap straight into your face. So just always be mindful of that. So just like now, it almost hit me. So there we go. So now we've got the strings out of the guitar. So the next step, what I normally do, and I'm just going to show you this. I've got my product that I use for cleaning the actual guitar, and this is the also by Dario. It's a lemon oil cleaner and conditioner. I'm just gonna show this to the camera so you can see what it actually is, and I find that this product is really good. So you only need a little bit of it. I'm just going to show you quickly how I clean the guitar. So I've got a little bit of fabric that I use for this purpose, and what I actually do, just going to show it to this camera. You have to unscrew this and just put a tiny little drop onto your fabric, just like this, and then you start cleaning. So essentially, first of all, what you want to do is you want to clean all your frets on all your fretboard, like that. Okay, so you can straight away see that the dirt is coming off, all that whatever's on your fretboard. You want this, all of it, to come off really, and that lemon oil is very good for that purpose. And you know, if you are getting, if your fabric is getting a little bit dirty, just add a little bit more of the oil and carry on through. What I actually do as well, I actually use this oil for cleaning the entire guitar. So I'm just going to do that now. So I also clean the entire body of the guitar. I find that this product is really good actually for that. So I just do the general cleanup of the entire guitar really with this, all the wooden parts. So here we go. Sort of go all the way around it. Make sure that you clean both sides. So you always want to clean on the at the back of the guitar as well. Just make sure that you get all that oil everywhere really. What you really want to do as well is to give your guitar neck a wipe as well from the back, because again, like I said, that removes all the dirt and everything that you don't want to have on your guitar. So it's a good time as you take your strings off to refresh your guitar really, to prepare it really well for the next time when you're gonna be using it. So you want everything clean in between your machine heads, so just make sure that you do that as well. Clean it all up nicely, and once you've done that, always make sure that you obviously close your oil bottle, because you don't want this to spill anywhere unnecessarily. Okay, so I'm just going to give the actual pickups a little bit more of a clean, and the bridge, because these are not wooden parts. So I actually use a chamois like this, and basically just clean, you know, just remove all the dust and everything like that really. Okay, so now I'm ready to start changing the strings. So first and foremost, obviously you want to open the packet. And you just have to remove it using your fingers. Again, try not to cut yourself, because sometimes, like I say, the string ends are very sharp, so you always want to be careful with them. So okay, so I've got the 6 strings for my guitar, and what actually happens, this is very helpful. The Dario, the company, what they actually do is they tell you the colors, the endings. Each ending of each string has a different color. So, and they actually tell you which color represents which string. So this is very easy then to put them on. So before we start doing that, we want to turn your guitar upside down, and because you're gonna be putting the strings again through the holes at the back of your guitar. All right, so the first string, and I'm just going to use that as my instruction, is E1, and that's a silver color. All right, so that's what I need to find. So here it is, silver end of the string, and I'm just going to start putting that string through. So, you know, because your guitar is sort of upside down, it's always good to sort of pick it up, make sure that you're putting that string through the correct hole. You don't want it the other way around, obviously, so you don't want to make that mistake. There we go. Alright, so as you've got it through, what you want to do next is essentially, I'm just gonna show you how what that looks like. Is I'm just gonna try and show you. So you've got your headstock and you've got your machine head, so you need to just turn that nicely, so it's kind of in the center, and you put it through the hole, you know. And some people, they make knots and things like that. I actually don't do that. I just put the string through. Just what you really want to do, you just want to approximate the length of the string, so as you said, and so that it ideally should go right down to the bottom, but not start sort of winding twice around itself, you know. So you will get that with practice. So I'm just going to start doing that. And what you want to do as well, you want to bend it at the end, so it doesn't start sort of coming out as you are winding it on the actual over the machine head. So the tool again, right, the winder. So you would just use that. That means that your string is going to you're just going to do it a lot quicker. Always make sure that the string is going down. So essentially, every new row that you're making, it should be below the previous one. So essentially, you should be winding down towards the bottom, towards the head, and not the other way around. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, so initially, as you are putting the new strings on the guitar, well, I never tune them up sort of straight away. I just kind of put it to a place where I can feel that the tension is okay. Obviously, we don't want to overdo it, because your strings could snap if you try to put too much pressure, too much tension on them. So just, you know, wind them up, and just so you can feel that there is enough tension in them, but sort of still let them loose. Don't be too much worried about, you know, the tuning yet, because we're gonna be doing the tuning after we've put all the strings on the guitar. Again, always turn your screw so it's kind of in the center, and always make sure that you just kind of leave just enough of the string out, so that you are not left with too much at the end. Sorry, bend it a little bit, just like that, and then sort of start winding it with your fingers first, like that, making sure that it's actually going down, as I said previously. So now you can use your winder, and kind of that makes it a lot quicker and more efficient. So just keep going, and you can see that the string is going down. You can see in this camera here that it's actually almost right down to the bottom, but not all the way down. And what you will notice as well, that the lower the string, the thicker the string, the more you need to kind of pull through the hole, because the strings will take more space as you wind them on. And you will notice that I'm holding the string with my overhand, just so I keep the tension sort of, because if you let the string loose, it would just not stay in place and it wouldn't wind nicely. So you need to kind of hold it with your free hand whilst you're winding the string on with the overhand. So this one, again, you can see that I've got it almost right down to the bottom because I want it like that, because to be honest with you, the strings they tend to stay in tune better if they go right down like this. So the strings are on, which is fantastic. That's sort of almost the job done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the cutter that I showed you earlier. So this one is just a sort of metal cutter. That basically I use this to cut my string endings, because I don't want them to be sort of sticking out like this, that's not my thing, it's not very safe when you're playing, and I like to have them neat. So I'm just going to show you how I do that, and you will see it on this camera. So go to as close as you can with the cutters and then cut. With each string you've got to do the same, so there's nothing annoying left. There we go. There we go. There we go. And the last one goes. Sometimes when you get still some rough edges at the string endings after you've cut them, what you can do is just kind of tap it gently at the end with your cutters, just to kind of make sure it's almost like using it like a hammer, just to smooth the endings out a little bit. So that's all there is to it, really. Once you've done it, you can put your cutters away, and now we are ready to start the tuning process. So let's get to it. My tuner, I may have actually shown this in another video, just a Stag true bypass tuner pedal. So I'm just going to put it here and then put my guitar on, and let's start the tuning process. So now we're just tuning each individual string one by one. So I'm just doing it to a standard tuning, and I'm just going to give you one tip as well here, that when I actually tune up new strings for the first time, I usually tune them a little bit higher than they should be, because what you will find is that for maybe a couple of days they have a tendency to kind of loosen up when you've put them on. So if you sort of apply more tension, tune them a little bit higher to what they actually are supposed to be, then I find that they kind of have a natural tendency to just returning to the just right position. At the moment I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to test the actual tone with the new strings, so I'm not going to actually do that, but I'm just telling you what I would normally do. Sometimes as you're tuning it up for the first time on the new strings, you may have to actually do it a few times, so kind of make sure that you always check each individual string, because at the very beginning they have a tendency to go out of tune just a little bit, so just make sure that you carry on bringing them up to the desired note. As you can see now, they are beginning to stay where they're supposed to be. So there we go. Let's actually do a test and play something and see what this actually sounds like. Now I've strung the guitar. The new strings are on, and I really like the feeling of the new strings, to be honest. That's the first thing that you notice once you've changed them, is that it's actually a lot sort of smoother, you know, the feeling on your fingers as you go sort of between the frets. So let's put it to a test and actually see what they sound like. Sort of, I'm going to play sort of similar riffs to what I played before I changed them. Clean guitar. Yeah, I really like these. I think they sound brilliantly, and yeah, definitely every time I change strings, it gives the guitar the new life, really. That's kind of how I like to look at it. I hope this video has helped you and you will know how to change your own guitar strings if you've never done it before, or perhaps I've given some tips that you may not have heard of previously. And if you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well, as it really helps me to grow and develop it and make more videos like this. I'll see you next time. And one more thing that I have almost forgotten, for longevity of the strings, I actually use this product. It's a string cleaner and conditioner. This is actually by Dunlop, but there's plenty of other products by other companies on the market. You know, this is basically it's got like a little bit of a wipe at the end of it, and you basically sort of wipe your strings after each, you know, after each time you've played them or after a gig, and it really sort of increases the longevity. So there it is.